Hi again, this is Chad Gallagher, one of the co-founders of SlateHouse Property Management, and I wanted to talk through probably one of the tougher things we do in property management, and that is maintenance. It's interesting, it's one of those things that when everything goes well, it's really easy, but sometimes things can just get really tricky. So I want to talk through kind of how we approach maintenance here at SlateHouse. First is we use a piece of tech called Property Meld. What Property Meld allows us to do is basically coordinate between the tenant, the actual contractor, whoever's doing the work, and also the owner, you. So essentially what we want to do is when a work order comes in, first thing we want to do is kind of work with the tenant to understand what's going on. We're going to try to get as much information as possible. If we can get pictures, great. And really understand, does maintenance even need to be done here? Maybe this is an issue the tenant can solve themselves, or there's not really a problem. Once we actually understand the full scope of the work, then we'll go to you for an approval of kind of what to do next. We do have three groups of maintenance folks at our company. So we have our full-time maintenance team. These are actually employees of SlateHouse. And these folks are fully insured and licensed. And they do everything from drywall work, cleaning, HVAC, electric, plumbing, roofing, so all those kind of things. We have basically in-house person who's a full-time employee. We also utilize essentially a group of subcontractors who we do a lot of work with. And because we do a lot of work with these subcontractors, we're able to kind of negotiate down really, really good pricing. These might be people that do things maybe we don't do in-house, like pest control or flooring, where we can push a lot of business to them, and likewise we can negotiate lower rates than they would offer anybody else. It's just volume, economies of scale is what we're really able to utilize there. The third group are essentially folks that maybe you, the owner, may recommend. So maybe you have a plumber you've been working with for a long time and you'd really like to use him, or a certain technician. That's totally fine. We do ask that they be insured. That's actually legally required by the IRS. And how we operate at our scale, they do have to have insurance, but we're actually totally happy to work with them and also schedule them for the work, just like we would our own employees or this other group of kind of subcontractors we work with at a large scale. The reason I kind of give you these two groups is that's what allows us to be really good at maintenance. We found that having three groups allows you to keep pricing down, keep quality up, but also get work done in a reasonable amount of time. So there's going to be times when maybe a work order comes up and maybe our full-time guys just doesn't have enough time. That's when we're able to kind of use our subcontractor network to go and get that work done without skipping a beat. Or it's a really unique job that maybe our guy can't do. And then likewise, there's a lot of work that our guy's got to get in, get out. He knows the property and knows how to basically keep costs down for investors. So those are kind of the three groups. We found it works out really well. All our employees do actually have GPS tracking on them. So the way it works is basically on their phone. We can see where they're going at any given time. And they'll also take really good pictures and a write-up of what they did. All those notes then eventually filter into a folio and for you to be able to see kind of what's going on at any given point in your monthly reporting. If it's an emergency, so we do have an emergency call center that will basically handle 365 days a year. So if someone calls in and there is water rushing in the basement, we will take that phone call. Our first approach to that call, it's been one of our senior leaders, and the approach here is at first to try to de-escalate the problem. So essentially what we're going to try to do is, without us even having to come out, hopefully we can basically talk the tenant through the situation, or maybe it's not an emergency, right? We can wait till the next day. But if it is running water or something like that, hopefully we can talk the tenant through the situation. If not, if it is an emergency truly and the tenant can't help us out, maybe it's a no heat call, then we will have one of either our full-time guys go out or one of our contractors head out there. And what's really nice about our system is within Property Meld is information on each property. So we can see if there's any notes we have on your property about how things are operating. We can put those in there. That way our emergency team knows kind of what they're getting themselves into before they even head out to the property. We will be reaching out to you, as I kind of said, for approval. So typically, most of our owners, if it's under $250, they'll say just knock it out. But if it's over 250, usually they'll want approval. But it all depends. So that kind of is customized by you, by what you're looking for. One of the things I talk a lot about to owners, and that really is a huge benefit of SlateHouse, is our economies of scale. So because we do a lot of work, we're able to work with vendors or even our own guys to really keep costs down on the maintenance front. It's going to be a lot cheaper than if you were to just call up a roofing company and ask for a quote for a new roof. Typically our roofs are somewhere between 70 to 80% the price of what a kind of market rate might go for. Okay, I get asked sometimes what happens if a unit is being brought on that needs some work, and that's totally fine. We're happy to do it. If it's being a lot of work, more than like 3K, that we usually sub out to one of our subcontractors. We just find they seem to work better with those kind of bigger jobs. We can get a fixed price. Smaller jobs, usually our in-house guys will take care of, but it's totally fine if the property needs some work before we get going. And then last thing I want to talk about is just monthly reporting. So it's a theme you'll be hearing over and over, but you'll be able to find in AppFolio a write-up each month of kind of what we've done, itemized by job. So if you ever have any questions, you can always put a ticket in. We have a ticketing system. If you ever have a question about kind of like what happened or what was really going on, you put a ticket in help.slatehousegroup.com and someone will get back to you. It's actually our way of basically just making sure that all questions, no matter what they are, maintenance or otherwise, get resolved in a timely manner. And that way, even if someone's on vacation, a prime manager, you put a ticket in, we can still get back to you. You can always reach out to your prime manager as well. So if you prefer phone or email, you can do that. But we do a really cool ticketing system that just leads to really good accountability across the company. Cool. Hope this was helpful. Maintenance is kind of one of those really tricky items, but we put a lot of time and thought into making sure everything gets done in a timely manner, but also keeping costs down for you. Thanks.